Hello everyone, this is my Japan vlog. It's a little bit different to my other vlogs as I didn't really vlog it. It's a series of photos, a bit like a PowerPoint. But yes, this is part 1 of 2. The second part will be my big haul because I spent too much money, so no one never let me in near money again. Please, on with the video. Okay, so first up on the trip was the way to Heathrow Airport. You'll see a lot of Retsuko at the start. I soon forget about her afterwards. I watched The Devil Wears Prada and the in-flight video at the end and at the start both had Pokemon in it, and that was super cool and cute. After the flight, I could not sleep due to jet lag, so I went to the local 7-Eleven, got a couple snacks, and I managed to find the Star Detective Precure gummies. This was the long start to the amount of Precure merch I would buy. So the next day, I went to Ueno. This is my hotel. It had some pretty cool paper walls all around. I saw Miku advertising. Miku was everywhere and also less than I thought she would be. There, I saw 6-7. I went on the 6-7 line, which was amazing. In the morning, I went to Thunder Gate. That was really cool. However, I took Retsuko around. I got a wish. It was amazing. It was a really cool cultural experience. I saw a good frog. And then I went to the Sanrio Character Gardens in Ueno, which was absolutely amazing. I had such a good time. You've never seen me as happy as I did there. The food was mid. The atmosphere was amazing. I got Merc there, but you'll see that in the haul. After that, I went to the Sanrio store Ueno, and I went round an arcade. It was really cool. I played Taiko no Taisujin too hard and hit myself in the lip. It was a lot of fun, to be honest, and I would have a obscene gambling addiction for the rest of the trip after that. I also went to a toy store and had a great time. The Precure selection there was honestly a bit better than the official Precure store that I went to near the end of the trip, because it just had a wider array of different series, and Wonderful is my favourite by far. However, Sweet is a close second alongside Kira Kira. But it was such a good time. I was super freaking out, and it was great to see something I love so much, so celebrated in Japan. So after that, I went to the Tokyo Sky Tree. It was really cool. There were like clouds. I was stuck in a snowstorm, so the top deck wasn't really worth it, but there was Madoka Magica everywhere, which is my all-time favourite anime. Sorry, Precure. To be fair, Precure is in my top 5, I gotta say, as a franchise. But, it was really cool. My favourite one of Sayaka was there everywhere. And also, my Madoka Magica Insane collection would continue here. This was the first day, and it was really cool. Okay, so the next day, it was completely snowing in Ueno. I was not prepared. I was very cold. But I went to Shibuya. It was really quite cool, but it was very cold, and it was snowing. And I saw other Persona locations, and I got quite nice, cheap sushi. But I was a bit overwhelmed, I can't lie. It all got better, though. It was pretty fun. I went to Don Quixote. And Don Quixote was cool. I think it was overpriced. I got a Miku Automato near the end. And I got obscene luck in an arcade. Absolutely amazing. I won 3 things. After that, I went to Team Lab Borderless. I thought it was cool, but it wasn't really my sort of thing. I went mostly for my dad. There were a couple of cool places, but I thought it was a bit mid, I can't lie. After that, I went to Akiba. I really liked Akiba. I thought it was so cool to see, like, a sort of thing I've loved so much for so long to be so celebrated. It was so cool. There was so much Taiko no Taisujin, which is my favourite rhythm game. And it was amazing. I went to this thing called Weird Vending Machine Corner, which was, like, properly weird. I thought that the weird vending machines would, be like, oh, cool, funny snacks, but instead they were, like, poetry, so it was a bit odd. But I went secondhand shopping. I got a lot of Madoka Magical merch. I won Kyoko in an arcade and lost her out my bag. I was so sad. I found her again at one other arcade, but I just couldn't win her. And then I wanted to buy her in the UK, £30 on Vinted for something I won for literally 50p. This is nuts. I then went to this place called Super Potato. It was pretty cool. A lot of vintage games. And I also went to what claimed to be the best arcade in Akiba. I don't think it was. Very cool of the nightlife, though. This was the transfer day from Tokyo to Kyoto. I went on a Shinkansen, pretty sick, and I had a very nice train station bento. I then went to the Nintendo Museum, which was honestly just so cool. I had such a good time. I shed tears. It was almost no photo completely, but there were games at the bottom, and at the top it was this big exhibition. It was absolutely beautiful. I really wanted this big Wiimote. My father said I couldn't take it home because it wouldn't fit in the suitcase. He was correct. But anyways, it was so amazing. It was so hard to get in. You had to do this insane lottery system, like giving over your passport to get in. Insanity. But it was well worth it. It was amazing, and I would recommend it to literally anyone who's going to Kyoto. Best museum I've been to. After an early rise to go to Fushimi Inari, which was super nice, I went this like back route, which was pretty cool. It wore me out a bit, to be honest, but it was all good. It was really cool. I really like animals, and this one was themed after the fennec fox and like nine tails, so that was pretty cool. Everything was cool. It was very beautiful. It was definitely an experience, I'll tell you that. I had fun though, and then I went around Kyoto and I saw the Chiikawa store there, which I bumped into randomly, and I found just a lot of themed things. And then I went to this dragon temple. After that, I went to the bunny temple, which was my favourite thing. I absolutely adored it there. I love bunnies. And I went to the Railakuma tea house, which just so happened to be right near to this bamboo forest. That was pretty cool. And I finished it off with the Pokemon Center. This was an equally busy day. I went to a part of Kyoto, and there were a bunch of really cool pop-up stores. I got really nice food. I went to this temple. It had a lot of dragons, a lot of people in kimonos. There were beautiful views. I went to a department store. There was a Spy Family pop-up, Nintendo store. I went to a Mandarake. So much Precure. Giant enemy crab. And then I went to Osaka on the train, and I went to the Persona 5 pop-up cafe. It was really cool. Could have been better. I went to Osaka, and I just went to some arcades. Had a good time. So I went to Universal Studios Japan. I had a great time. I mostly went for Super Nintendo World, and it was so good. My favourite ride was definitely the Flying Dinosaur, I must say. However, out of Mario Land, I really, really liked the Donkey Kong one. I didn't go on the Yoshi, walk around one, just because the line was long and it looked a bit boring, I can't lie. But I also went on this one called, Zed's Vacation or something, and that was pretty cool. I liked it quite a bit. The one I really wanted to go on was Hollywood Studios The Ride, which looked so fun, and then it could go backwards, but it was shut the time we went, which means I'll just have to go back. Oh well. So on this day, I went to White Castle. It was really nice. I also went to Kiddieland, and that's where I got my seal. I love him so much. But it was pretty cool. I just thought it was cool. I went at the end of the day, and I kept getting scared I'd fall down the stairs, and I got a Valentine's Day fortune. This was the final transfer day to Tokyo, and to be honest, I got a big cheesecake that I ate a lot of, and I went to book off, and it was really, really cool, and I had a lot of fun. This day, I went to Chiikawa Park. It was so cool. I like Chiikawa. I like Sanrio more, but Sanrio Puroland is just so far. But it was so cool, and I love Momonga. Momonga is my son. I also really like Kurimanju. They're just so cute, and the story in the park was really, really fun. I would recommend it. I went out and got pancakes. I went to round 1. I saw the amazing Tamon bside. I went to Anime, which is the biggest anime store in all of Japan. And I went to Harajuku. It was really cool. However, I think I would have liked to have a bit more time there, to be honest. And I went back to Shibuya to go to the Atlas store, because I love Atlas. Okay, so I went to Gotokuji Temple in the morning. It was so cool. I loved it there so much. I love cats. This was my final day in Tokyo, and I mostly went to the Precure store. I finished up doing shopping, and I spent the last of my money, as you saw in my other video. But honestly, it was so good. I have so much fun, and I have so many memories from Japan. I'm so grateful I got to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you for the next convention vlog, which will be pretty soon.